fight with her. I'll take whatever there is. When you brought me out.
I was already giving you everybody else's table scraps, Robin. Do you think that's fair?
No, it's not
I don't. Robin, stop. Stop defending Mary. Stop acting like you're not getting the end of the stick here.
I'm not.
Listen, this is me off. She can take what everybody else doesn't want instead of you taking the ends.
No, I don't.
This is the game she's played. She's always played it. She's played it from day one. She's treated her
Kody,
and
that Kody, that actually doesn't really solve anything.
Hey guys, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It is Wednesday, June 2nd. We have an update on the Sister Wives. Last week I told you that Janelle's house was on the market and that she was selling it. Well, she wasn't selling it. The rental person, the person she was renting the house from, was selling the house. And I showed you the photos, which basically proved that she's slightly a hoarder and doesn't really know how to clean out anything. Okay, just kidding. That's a mild exaggeration. The house sold, you guys, and I don't know what she's gonna do because they haven't built on Coyote Pass. It's a hot mess, and she's kind of like Kody's getting dragged on her Instagram right now because in the middle of this, she's getting kicked out of her rental. She has to find a new place to live. She went to Coyote Pass, maybe for solace, and the comments were brutal. Let's back up. Let's talk about what happened because this is so intense. Okay, at the end of the season, we know that there was this big to-do where Christine basically was like, you guys, I want to leave. I want to go to Utah. Let's sell the property. Let's not even build here. And
I can't do marriage with Kody anymore. I don't want to.
And we also know that got nixed. Like, nobody wanted to do it. Basically, Christine left crying, saying she didn't want to do anything with Kody anymore. She didn't want to do marriage. She didn't want to have a marriage that like Mary had with Kody, because Mary's marriage with Kody is like miserable, and she doesn't want to live like that. So this is interesting to me. So they get into this huge fight about the Coyote Pass. Christine wants to move to Utah, and now Janelle's been kicked out of the house. So okay, she's not homeless yet, but she's gonna have to move soon. So the house, which went up on the market on May 24th, had a price listed at $699,000, which I was like, whoa, that's so expensive. But I love that you guys are in the area and let me know. Katie, that's just kind of what prices are in this area. And Katie, it's not that serious. Okay, but $699 for a 2,700 square foot home. So it's 2,782. It has 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. It's on 0.32 acres, and it's apparently in an ideal neighborhood. Now, some of you guys said in your comments that it's not an ideal neighborhood. I don't know. I'm not here to argue. But the house has in serious need of some renovations. It has the like oak cabinets. It has the like that linoleum, like laminate white countertops, you know, like the kind of stuff that they put on your countertops, like that you grew up with. Like, are there any kids like me that grew up in the 80s? And do you remember the white countertops that had like the wood around them? Yeah, they have those kind of countertops in this house. And you know, the house was probably built in the 1960s. It's a spacious 1-story. It just needs some love, to be honest. Anyways, the house is sold, so she's gonna have to find a place to live. And I don't know what she's gonna do because the house went really fast, which a bunch of you guys in the comments told me that the housing market is like ridiculous there right now, and everything is flying off the market, and there's like the prices are super high because there's so few houses on the market that once it goes on the market, things are just selling like bing, 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 bing. And that made me thinking like, well, maybe they're gonna start selling the property. No. In the middle of all of this, when the house goes on the market, Miss Janelle runs to Coyote Pass and she posts this post on her Instagram, which is basically, I can never get tired of this view. And when you looked at the photos on her Instagram, it was evident that there had been literally no construction started at all. So when they bought this property back in 2018, they bought about 26 acres. And the property, it has a lot that it needs to be done. It's not like buying a lot in a development. No, they actually have to bring the infrastructure into the property, meaning they have to do the sewer, the water, they have to bring in like all of the gas and the electric, and that's expensive. And they have to do the roads. And because they don't have a developer and they're doing it themselves, Kody and them all have to come up with the money for that infrastructure on top of the cost of building. And that's a lot. When they bought the properties in 2018, they used what are called UCC liens or UCC loans, which are more like a high risk loan where someone will use something for collateral, in this case, the property, and then take out a loan through someone that's like, I don't know, a third party that wants to loan them the money on a high risk, high interest loan. Or it could just be like a balloon type loan. And they used these for a couple pieces of the property, and the balloon payment, it looks like, is going to be due on 2023. So they have 2 years left. Mind you, they've been sitting on this property for 3 years and nothing is done. Not one iota of anything is done. There's no roads, there's no water, there's no sewers. And they have 2 years before they have to figure out, are they going to sell it? Are they going to ditch it? Are they going to, because it's typical in the polygamous world, I'm told from my sources, that they will use these kinds of loans, and then like 5 years later when the balloon payment comes up, they sell the house, they move and they go, because usually these loans are just interest only. So one of the speculations about Vegas was that they did the same thing there. They used these sort of loans where they had a balloon, and that's why they had to leave within the 5 years. Now they're in Flagstaff. They're sitting on all of this property, but they don't have the cash to build because they've put equity into a home that Robin bought and into a home that Christine bought. Christine is still in there. Robin is still there, and fans were kind of dragging Kody about this property and nothing being done on it. So mind you, if she doesn't find a place, she's gonna be pretty homeless here in a hot minute. The comments were like, but no homes? It's very pretty, y'all gonna build? Darling, still do not start the build? They keep renting? I can't believe you haven't started building yet. Maybe you should build on it and not let your husband dictate. You still haven't built? Why aren't you building? I thought this was the whole idea of moving. I would love to know what y'all are doing. 8 months prior videos are hard to watch because there is so many questions you can't answer. When are you guys going to build? Still no building, eh? I'm so sorry for y'all. Seems like the dream is slipping farther and farther away. In fact, one person actually had the audacity to call the Sister Wives reality show a dead end. Like their ability to get rich and famous met a dead end, and they're going to have to make some decisions soon. No, they haven't built. And it seems like a lot of these statements are not really directed at Janelle, but more so directed at Kody. Like, Kody, okay, you moved your whole family here. Now what are you going to do, Kody? You still have this property. You still haven't built. You've got one wife that wants to move to Utah. You've got another wife that has her $900,000 house, so she literally doesn't care. And then you've got a wife now who has 3 kids living with her, and she needs to find another rental. This is going to be her 3rd rental. This is the 3rd house that Janelle's going to live in. Rentals are hard to find in the area because, well, obviously people are selling the rentals because they can get more money for them. So in the middle of all of this, people are dragging Kody for not building, telling them that their fame and their show is slipping away, and almost taunting that this is just not going to end well. Now, I say, if property prices are high, cut your losses, sell the property, and find a place to live where you can all live together or you can all move on. Janelle is on the properties. Christine and Mary are also on the properties, so they all have joint efforts on this property. Do you really think, given everything that we know about this family, that they're somehow going to find a way to finagle all of the money in the capital to build all of these houses within the 2-year window before these payments go burst? I would love to know what your thoughts are. Tell me in the comments below. Bye, guys.